I know you did.
4 teams left,
Yeah,
doggy.
well,
4 games, my fault.
teams, 4 games left.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, 8 teams, 4 games. You did all right, man. You did pretty good. That number's out of almost 3,000, right? That 141.
Yeah, yeah,
Man, that's a good.
2,800.
That's a good start. That's a great start.
Whack ass cup, man.
That's a great start. How many 2X's you got going into this? Six?
It's literally what I'm counting right now. Um, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Nice. Holy shit, nice.
Well, how
So
many you
that
got?
I got 7.
Oh, yeah.
I got 7. So like the max you get now, as I was going through like the top guys before the so now the lineups have locked. So you can't like you can see who's in first, but you can't see their players because obviously they could switch out their players if they want. So everybody's hidden if you're looking at everybody else's shit.
Yeah.
Um, so the max you could get is 8 to
Yeah.
get to the next round. That
Yeah.
means only 4 teams got eliminated. That means you pick 4 guys and they got and those teams got eliminated. But you could get 8 into the next round, which is great. So
But
I
the
had
only
me
way that you
thinking
could get, but the only way that you could get 8 is if you chose a Raven.
Lamar or a Raven and a
Yeah,
Raven
yeah. So
and
we
a
did
Niner.
good. 7 is great.
But you know how like in DraftKings, in order to win DraftKings, you gotta like hit on everything. It's gotta be almost perfect, and it's gotta be the perfect strategy.
Uh,
And I'm not saying that we're done by any stretch, but like I see a guy that's like in fourth or fifth place, and he has 8 2X's coming up. Like he did it right. Like
yeah.
he said, oh, I'm gonna get my Raven, I'm gonna get my Niner 2X, and then the other 6, I gotta hit on. And even the ones that got eliminated, I gotta hit on. I gotta like my Browns gotta be in Joku. My who else got eliminated? I gotta get Dak.
Yeah.
So on and so forth.
Fade the
But I don't
Eagles.
know. But I don't know. I like it's gonna be interesting to see how like this whole shit plays out because I have Stroud. So I'm getting a Stroud 2X, even though the Dallas guy had Dak, and Dak had an amazing game. Dak got his 40. Like, I have Stroud 2X though. So
Versus the
like,
Ravens.
but I'm saying though, it's what's better to have the Dak 40 and get eliminated or have Stroud 2X going in or have Stroud 31 and then a 2X Stroud cuz now the guy has to start over with a 1X QB. Um
Yeah, I guess the question is what to look out for is will Stroud's 2X outperform these 1X's? Because if you really was looking deep into it, you could say, all right, not knowing what that Stroud was going to do that, but let's just say I'm going to go Stroud and then, but I know he's got the Ravens next round, which on
mhm.
paper obviously is not the greatest matchup. So it's like if I know that in round 2, even though he'll have 2X, it's going to be such a tough matchup that maybe I could grab a Dak and then hope to get a 1X that could possibly. I get what you're saying. Like obviously you want a 2X, I get it, but I can see that route where it's like, yeah, he's a 2X, but the matchup is so tough that I could probably afford to
To
take a
fade
1X
him
that week because I
like
with that 40.
and most likely if you're up top you and the Texan you had picked was Nico Collins. So now you have the Nico Collins 2X. So it's not like you don't have the Texan. So you do
Word.
have a Nico Collins going into it saying, fuck it, I'm going to go Nico Collins, go Dak. If they lose, I'll swap him out for Purdy or Goff or Mahomes because I think Mahomes is low owned. Yo, there is, you asked me last week, is there a way to find out the ownership? And honestly, I was sitting here for an hour and I've been doing everything but that. I meant to do that. That was on my to do list to try to find the ownership because the guy that I sent you, the podcast that I sent you last week, and I was like, oh
Mm-hmm.
yo, check this guy out, and we almost had similar picks. He was telling me Mahomes' ownership was 7%. So I'm like, fuck,
So
how
there's a
did he
way.
find out the percentage? So I have to
Yeah.
figure out how to figure that out. That's so important to figure that out because that's a good look.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but we are gonna get into the NFC or NFFC shit later. That's gonna be the most fun part. Obviously, we're gonna go over player props and all that stuff. So I'm excited to get into that. You know, you're in the top. 140, which is also amazing. I'm in the top third. I was not three. I was at three for a minute, but I dropped to 449. But I'm okay with that a little bit because I have Stroud coming into this. I have some guys that are 2X that a lot of people don't have, like Mahomes. Mahomes is a 2X. I have some guys that I think that are going to the next round that'll get me to a 3X. So this is really the make or break. Like if you're out of it after this week, you're probably out. Because once you get to 2X and 3X, and depending on who your 2X's and 3X's are going forward, if they advance to the next round, that's going to determine where you're going to most likely end up in the shit. So it's a fun it's a fun tournament. I mean, there's still they're doing a second chance
that's right. You did
type of
mention
thing.
something that.
I didn't join. I don't think I'm going to join. But if you haven't joined yet, you could still get in. There's a second chance contest to join in this to get in this. We put the link in the last podcast bio. So if you want to jump into the second chance contest in this NFFC postseason game, it's really fun. So yeah, so get into it. I wanted to start out too by saying follow, subscribe, and like. Bet you won't on IG and YouTube. BETUWONT. Bet you won't on both IG and YouTube. If you want to follow me on TikTok, bear with me, dog. If you got any socials and shit you want to throw out there, you can, man.
Bet you won't on X or Twitter as well. Bet you won't pod. Follow us, man.
Yeah, man. So get out.
We put plays and all of that on there.
Get out there, man. We trying to get real active this year, man. Trying to get real active. 2024 is gonna be a good year. We're about like less than a month away from pitchers and catchers reporting, which means some spring training, which means baseball's around the corner. So I'm excited about that too. Pascal Siakam, talk to me real quick. So everybody says after the Knicks trade, everybody want to bash the Knicks and say, "Oh, yo, their odds haven't changed for the NBA championship. The Pacers are plus 6,500." I haven't seen that shit anywhere. I haven't seen nobody laughing at the Pacers for trading Siakam and their championship shit hasn't changed. Stop bashing the Knicks. That's all I'm saying. That's all I want to say. Stop bashing my niggas, man. Fuck out of here, man. What do you think about that trade, though? Siakam, they said Siakam leads the NBA in fast break, I don't know, field goals or field goal percentage or some shit like that. And obviously the Pacers are a run and gun fast break team. Did you know the Toronto Raptors would led the NBA in fast break points?
Nah, I wouldn't have guessed it either.
They're one and the Pacers were two. So that was interesting.
Really?
I didn't know that.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Siakam is, and I didn't know Siakam was one of the better players in the open court or fast break. So with him, they say the same is like a perfect marriage. Him and Halliburton. So, that's pretty interesting.
I don't know if I'm assuming they have like a backdoor guarantee that he'll sign because he's a free agent. But I feel like cities like Indiana, OKC,
they gotta make that move.
Gotta do shit like this, because nobody's really gonna go over there. So I think it's a position that Obi Toppin and Jalen Smith, all these kind of regular dudes that don't really move the needle. It's good to have that stretch four. Siakam offensively can do it all. I like the move. I think it makes them better. Does it make them conference contenders? The
Knicks are plus 4,200 and they're plus 6,500 to win the chip. So they, even with the move, they don't even think that they're better than the Knicks. So
because they can't defend. They can't defend.
That's a big. That's a biggie.
Can't defend, man.
That's a biggie.
They can outscore you, but in the playoffs, man, it just hasn't been proven to work.
Speaking of, I know it's early. This is a good time. Always a good time to get in as early as possible. NBA champs, give me a lean somewhere. I won't really hold your feet to the fire because I haven't really digged into NBA that much. But if you had to pick an NBA champ, gun to your head, June, who's winning the chip?
The Clippers look good. Honestly, I'm gonna say Denver, man. Yeah. It's crazy. I'm not mad at Denver. It shouldn't be crazy that the defending champs, but I've watched a couple of their games recently. They're just a well-oiled machine.
That starting five.
It's so perfectly put together for what their roles and what they do. And
so good.
Reggie Jackson is so good. He's a really good NBA player.
Is he playing? Well, I knew that he's playing. They're giving him more minutes. I haven't really watched a lot of Denver.
Absolutely, first man
Yeah.
off the bench, and then you
Okay,
have
that's what's up.
the dude Peyton Watson, young boy, like a Kuminga type,
Mm.
athletic, young, but they're a well-oiled machine, man. I wouldn't be surprised if they repeat. I think the Clippers are amazing. They're just small.
I love that you
Um,
started out with the Clips because that's who I'm excited about. I don't know how
yeah,
well they've been defending. I know they've been winning a lot of games. I don't know how well they're defending. They got Harden and Westbrook and Zubac is okay, but I feel like they're
how,
kind of small still. Like
how
you
do you
just said,
feel about the Thunder and T Wolves, those young teams that are they up in the West? Do you
I
believers
don't
or
think I don't think they have a real. I feel
because
like
the Timberwolves defend? That's the thing.
they getting it. It's the same thing, kind of like last year. With Memphis, Memphis will get a high seed, top 3, 4 seed, end up
Mm-hmm.
playing the Lakers or the Warriors. Who you realistically taking in a 7 game series versus LeBron and Steph? It's like I don't
Yeah.
really know. I don't really know if they got what it
Ain't
takes to
that
win a
crazy
seven
how
game
that
series.
works, man? Because the regular season is one thing, but when you got to go up against LeBron, man, and
Seven
beat him
games
four
in a
times,
yeah, that's tough.
it's
You
hard.
asking a lot. You gotta be good. You
Yeah.
gotta you gotta be on your shit for in order to do that.
Shit is
And
crazy.
I don't think so. Like, and I watched the T Wolves versus the Knicks a couple weeks ago, and I'm trying to remember. I think everybody was healthy on both sides. This was just after the OG trade, and the Knicks took care of them. I don't know. They didn't really look too.
Formidable.
It's one game, but they didn't really put any fear in my heart watching that game. So I don't know. I'm not really a big believer in
Yeah.
the T Wolves. But I would love to see the Clippers win, man. Like it would be about time, man. They got all the superstars they could ask for, man. Like, come on, win. You got to do something. They got to get to a conference chip. They got to get to a
At
conference
least.
championship
At least.
at the least, man. They got too many. They got too many offensive guys on there. Um, but yeah, we'll get into some more NBA. And when we talk off mic, I want to try to see if we could get some NBA shit going on, man. Where we could put out some NBA soon. I think
Yeah.
next week. I haven't looked it up, but next week is the conference championships. I'm pretty sure both games are going to be on Sunday. So our schedule's going to start opening up a little bit. So yeah, we got to get into it. Super Bowl odds. I wanted to see real quick too.
Mm-hmm.
You had for some reason it didn't show me. It wasn't showing
I
me the
got them right
Chiefs.
here.
Okay,
Uh,
gotta talk to me. You have Bills
uh,
Niners, right?
Niners are first, plus
No, I'm
180.
saying you have Bills versus Niners.
Oh yes, I did. Yeah. So the odds Niners plus 180, Ravens plus 290, Bills plus 500, Chiefs plus 500, Lions plus 900. Everybody else plus 3,000. Um, if I had to put some bread, oh, the Niners. Yeah, I don't know who can beat them. I don't know who can beat them, man. Damn.
Uh,
We really haven't got into it. We ain't got a recap yet.
oh yeah,
How
that's
do
what I
you
meant to
feel?
put in the
Yeah.
rundown is the
Well,
recap
I just
really
want
real
to know
quick.
how do you feel because it's like to see them be beat. I would be stunned. I was stunned by the Cowboys. Like, how do you feel? Like that caught you off
Oh
guard,
no,
and you kind of no.
nah,
That's they
nah.
got, but the way they lost, I guess I'll say stunned me. They got handled start to finish.
I
Didn't
mean,
even play.
even in that clip that we posted, I said defensively they really haven't been them.
Yeah.
Like what was holding them down was them being good defensively.
Mm-hmm.
And if they can't do that, then you asking Dak to do a lot, and it's Dak, it's the Cowboys. It's like all
Yeah.
season, they really haven't had a great identity to me. They've won games. Um, they
They
couldn't
beat
rely on their run game. Tony Pollard's been whack all year.
they beat
They
down
got
the little teams. That's what it
and
was.
that was it.
That's
Them
just what
and
it was.
Miami, same
Hmm.
thing. And they got exposed in the first round of the playoffs. And I'm
Yeah.
not surprised that either of those teams are out. Like they beat up the
Yeah.
good team. They hadn't beat one. I think Miami beat Dallas. That was the only one, and it was in Miami. Like
Yeah.
they hadn't beat one good quality team all year. Both
Yeah.
teams.
Yeah.
So they I'm not shocked whatsoever. And then the Eagles, like you can see that coming a mile away. I said it too. They lost, their last few, and they just haven't looked good. No AJ Brown, um, So I'm not shocked. I really wasn't shocked. Did you enjoy the games? I kind of enjoyed the games. I don't know why. I enjoyed the games. I think 5 out of the 6 games were blowouts though, and
Yeah,
I still kind of enjoyed the games. I don't know, maybe
yeah,
because I have stuff on betting. I'm betting on the shit, but
it was
I
cool.
think
I don't think
they
there was a game that really would have me like, oh, like this is crazy.
oh, the
You
only
know?
game that was the close one was the Rams
Yes,
Lions.
the first half was like that. Though. The
I
second
fell
half it got
asleep.
real ugly.
I fell
Yeah,
asleep
I
in
was
the
about to
first
say.
quarter.
Oh, I was about to say the second half was mad boring. It just got wait. That's crazy because the first quarter was where it was lit. It
Dog,
was going crazy.
I woke up and I think they were interviewing golf. And I was like, oh shit. I missed the whole game. The shit was over. I woke up and then I did like the replay on YouTube and I'm looking at the highlights and I'm like, oh shit, this was all in the first half. Like they was bugging. All the points was in the, like you said, all the points was in the first half. I'm like, yo, they was going crazy in the first half. But yeah, it slowed down tremendously, man. Puka Nakua, yeah, the Cup Nakua thing was that hurt. Yeah, that hurt, man. Yes, that's a 25-point difference in our contest. So that was tough. That was a tough one.
Huge, man.
That was
Fuck.
tough.
What a
But
season, though.
yeah, man. Yeah, Puka Nakua is gonna be going high in drafts, man. All right, let's get into some football. Injuries. There's only a few of some of the big names. So I text you Pro Football Doc. So on Twitter, you can follow Pro Football Doc, and I'm giving them some free pub here. Um, David Chow, you probably heard his name. He's like
Yeah, yeah, I'm familiar.
like the injury analyst or whatever. They have
Hmm.
this thing where they kind of grade the injuries. They grade how injured a team is and the disparity.
Hmm.
Usually, when there's a big disparity in the injury game, I think against the spread, that team normally covers against the spread. So last week they were 4-0 against the spread. So again, giving them some free pub, but I think they do a good job. That's something to look at. If you want to follow those guys over on Twitter, Pro Football Doc. So I wanted to bring them up too because they were talking about Mark Andrews, who's the first game we're gonna talk about with this Houston Baltimore. So in a tweet, they say making great progress. He has a score of 40, SI a six score of 46, means a little under 50-50 chance he plays, even
Who?
if active. Mark Andrews.
Got you. Yep.
Expect 46% of normal production will improve each week. So I'm nervous because I seriously considered putting Andrews in my lineup this week, and
Mm.
I thought that I really thought I was going to. So not only that had me hung up, but I'm gonna tell you what else had me hung up. So what's my man's name? John Harbaugh came out and said his chances of playing are up in the air, and this is after back-to-back full practices. So
He's
if you
fine, man.
I'm so shocked. I'm so shocked because usually when you have back-to-back full practices, that
Yeah.
means you're a go. But that if you go and I mean, he could be out there, but is he going to be effective being out there? So I'm nervous now because now I don't really know if he's going to be out there. He's going to give his best shot. I think Andrews even said let me try to find out find the Andrews quote real quick. I think because he even spoke on it a little bit.
I think it just might be a little bit of gamesmanship, you know?
I'm so nervous, but I was so shocked that he after back-to-back fools, they said that he's up in the air. Andrews basically said something like, I feel good. We'll see how it goes." So I don't know. You got to keep an eye out for that. Another big piece of injury news defensively is Marlon Humphrey is out, so
Mm.
that's gonna do wonders for Nico Collins and obviously Stroud. So that game is Baltimore not minus 9.5. I'm gonna tell you that I flip flopped on this. So I want to hear where you're leaning in this one. Baltimore minus 9.5 at the crib.
With the point talking about I mean, Ravens money line, I think they're gonna win, but Stroud is him, but he ain't him, man.
You
I
sure?
ain't been wilding, man. That's
You
my
sure?
guy. He's nice, but the
I
fucking vibe.
am. I ha-
What is
I
you about to say?
have I have the Texans plus 9.5.
Oh, what's the point? All right, my bad.
But if my rule of thumb is if you're betting the underdog, you think they have a chance to win the game.
Mm.
So plus 9.5 means basically it's gonna be a close game. It's gonna be within a touchdown. Um, this is not. Don't think that you're gonna watch this game on Saturday afternoon and think that the Ravens, the 1 seed, are gonna control this game, be the 1 seed, and host either Kansas City or Baltimore. This is gonna be a fucking ball game.
Mm.
So I want y'all to be prepared for that. And I flopped on that today. A light bulb kind of hit today, and this is gonna be a fucking game, and especially now and I'm not even shocked. Like Humphreys being out, and another passing target for Lamar being questionable. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. And then like they throw out
Ain't
the
no
nine and a
problem. Yeah.
half. It's
Yeah.
like they're supposed to win this game. We're supposed to run away with this game. I mean, are you? Like, I don't know. I don't know. Stroud is nice. It's not. It's not a.
I take Houston with the points too.
It's gonna be.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be a really good opening game. You think that the Ravens and they had the bye and stuff, but we know how
Yeah, the Ravens are just
the
they're
Ravens and
weird
Lamar
because
have been in
like
the playoffs.
even I'm just thinking about the performance in San Fran. Like, how did they really do that? Like, I don't know.
It
They
was
played a
really
certain
mostly.
way,
It was
man.
really mostly Purdy. Purdy threw them the ball
Yeah, the
7
defense.
times,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
they had the short field a lot of times. I mean, how are you not? I need 20, 30 yards to score. Like, you
I'm
know,
mad at myself that I didn't see the Texans, man, with the Browns. Because that had the writing on the wall. Just know how this works. They watched them a couple weeks prior. Nobody had it. Everybody was on Cleveland. But this one, we'll see. I
I
would take the points too. I don't think they're gonna wash them. I think Stroud is really good, and I think he can cover 9.5.
yeah.
Could he
I
go into Baltimore and win? Yeah.
this is a week 1 matchup too. I think Houston scored 9. I think I don't know. They won like 23-9 or something like that. It was an ugly game, but
Yeah, I
it's
think
gonna
it was
be
the first game.
yeah, first game of the year. Yeah, it's gonna be much different. Also, too, ironically, Humphrey and Andrews were both out that game too. So, um, we'll see. There could be a big difference in this one, man. It could be. We both. So there's a couple things. I asked you. There was 2 road favorites last week, and I said I asked your shit is give me the home underdog. The home underdog in a playoff game, and both of
Mm,
them won and covered. so that was interesting. We don't got no home dogs this week, but
of course not.
yeah, that was pretty interesting. But
I have
I
a, I
like
have
this
a,
week though because there's three big lines in this one. So
I
I
do have a
fuck with it.
love in this game.
Talk to
Unless you
me.
want to talk about it later,
Yeah.
or
No, talk to me. Talk to me.
yeah, regardless if Andrew plays, I love Zay. I love Zay.
Zay.
Anytime, props, love Zay. Love him.
So that's what I'm trying to figure out is if I do have to pivot off um, Andrews, like
So
where am I going?
how we gonna do LFFC? You start with I know with the set list you had at last. We try to like intertwine it, or you just want to talk about it at the end?
No, yeah,
Because that's
we'll talk about it at the end.
all right.
If you, we'll talk about it at the end. You love Zay, that's cool. So yeah, we'll get into it. So yeah,
Yeah,
we both got Houston plus 9.5.
yeah, for sure. I would take Houston with the points, man.
All right, let's get it. All right, let's move on. Green Bay coming off the big epic win in Dallas, ran through Dallas. It was pretty easy. Aaron Jones made me look really good. 3 touchdowns.
Woo wee!
Now they go into San Fran. You had Aaron Jones?
Hell yeah, we both had him on the card.
I'm about to say, there's no way you could be top 140 without Aaron
Yeah,
Jones.
for sure.
So Green Bay goes into San Fran again, plus 9, another plus 9.5. So both the bye teams get to play on Saturday. San Fran been waiting. Talk to me. How do you feel about this one?
Sorry. San Fran at the crib versus the young pack, man. Line open 9.5 hasn't moved. I think it's probably properly placed. What would you think the line would be with Dallas? Just curious. With them having watched Dallas already.
What do you
Seven and a
mean?
half. What would you have thought the line would be if Dallas
Versus
would have won?
Dallas? If Dallas
Yeah,
would have won?
yeah, for the Niners.
Probably would have been -3.5, -4 at most. San Fran. San
Wow.
Fran versus Dallas, right?
Yeah.
Which is what the line would it be?
At least 6.5.
That's
Six.
that's
Yeah, but
recency
they
bias.
watched them probably. They
That's
on the
recency
road.
bias.
But they on the road and they watched them already. I just feel
They
like
earlier this year. Oh, San Fran watched Dallas. You're saying?
yeah, and they would be
Yeah,
on the
but
road.
if Dallas would have won and won convincingly, they're the 2 seed going into the 3 seed. It probably would have been it was no more than 4.5. It wouldn't
Yeah,
have been a big
yeah,
disparity,
I would have.
even though they watched them earlier this year. I don't think it would have been a big
Yeah.
disparity.
All right, but back to what the Packers 9.5. I don't want recency bias to fuck with me either because the Packers looked so good, man. They looked really good, and they just that team, that young team. I ain't got shit to lose.
I
They're
think
not even
this
supposed to be here.
this total, yeah, this total's at 50.5. Supposed to be a lot of points.
Yeah, yeah.
Supposed to be a lot of points.
I'll take the Niners, man. I would alternate the points down to 6.5, but for the sake of picking like what the spread is, I'll take the points. I just don't want to take double digit points in a playoff game. You know, it's at the end of the day, it's the playoffs, man. But I guess I'll take the points, man. I'll take the points with the Niners. The Niners are a juggernaut, man. They gonna come out, man.
I oh, you taking the points with the Niners?
Yeah, yeah, I'll lay the points with the Niners.
I I I think when you have two common things like we got two 9.5s on Saturday. Someone's gonna cover, and there's gonna be like an upset or a super tight close ball game. So I'm already leaning Houston. This one I'm leaning San Fran. Despite there being a lot of points, I think San Fran takes care of business. I think they get right, and I think they win by double digits. And they would have to cover the spread. Um, I can't wait to hear to see who you like in the NFC contest because now we could pick between really four guys. I mean, oh yeah, really four. Who were your QBs? You had Dak.
Yeah, Dak
Okay,
and Allen.
so really four for you. It could be Purdy, Samuel, Ayuk, or Kittle. So it's kind of a big decision for you. So I can't wait to hear. But yeah, I'm laying the wood with the Niners. I think Green Bay comes to play somewhat, but I think the Niners end up taking care of business. They're a good home team, and they've been waiting for this. And I'm rolling. And I think when I could bet on Ayuk and I mean excuse me, I could bet on McCaffrey and Purdy and one. I can roll. So I think they roll with this one, man. Taking the Niners at the crib. All right. This is where my best bet. We should have did a best bet last week. We kind of flopped on that. This is my best bet of the week is coming in this Sunday afternoon game, first game of the slate. Tampa Bay in Detroit. Detroit -6.5, coming up a 1 point victory. Their first in 32 years. They haven't won a game since before we were born. That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
that
a
shit was crazy.
long fucking time. Holy shit. That's a long time. Tampa Bay beat the brakes off the Eagles. Really was not surprised at all, man. The way the Eagles been playing the last few, man, had to go on the road and try to win a tough game without one of their best guys. So talk to me. Tampa in Detroit. What you got? Oh, and this is what I want to say to you. Tampa won 9 games. They made the playoffs. They beat the Eagles. I don't want to hear no more. Yo, I can't. Yo,
Baker,
I'm betting versus Baker. That we throwing that shit out. That's done with. We can't just we
Baker
can't just
was
say that.
Baker, Baker was a cute little pickup for them, man. They had a good year.
I think he led the league in led the did he lead the round in passing yards? Yeah, 337. He had to, I think.
Yeah, man. The Eagles, ooh, for the collapse. Uh, so I got it. Yeah, open 5.5, 6.5 now. So almost a touchdown. At the crib, I will take the Lions, man. I think the Lions are a good football team, really good football team. Solid enough defense. Probably enough of a solid defense to win a championship. Can run the ball if they need to. The Bucks don't really allow a lot of rushing, but um, I think the Lions actually have a really good team. I had said that about the Rams, where they had like they had the sneakiest offense of like potency, where they could really sneak up on somebody. I
Hmm.
would put that on the Lions now with the teams remaining. So yeah, I'll take the Lions with the points, man. I think the Lions handle business at the crib versus the Bucks, man. I think the Eagles, man, they just I don't want to let that game fuck with my head a little too much, man. Yeah, man. I think the Lions should handle them.
Isn't it funny that to start the season, it's very rare that the team that everybody's like, oh, this is a sleeper team, that actually it ends up doing pretty well. And Detroit is that. Like they started off the season in Kansas City winning. They had a good season. They made it to the 3 seed. They beat the Rams and Stafford last week, and they're one step away from the NFC conference game, which is huge. So this is my best bet of the week. I'm laying the wood with the Lions. I think the Lions win easy. Tampa Bay, it's been a 500 team all year. So they're coming back down to earth after this one. And I think it's a great matchup for Detroit all around, for the receivers, for the tight end. I think they handle this one. Goff has a good game in this one. So yeah, give me Detroit here laying the wood. And that's the end of the season for the Tampa Bay Bucks and Baker Mayfield. But
Good season, man. Got a playoff win.
they did a good
It's a good
job.
season.
They got the Eagles out of here. Tampa had a really good year. Tampa had a really good year.
Yeah.
And so did Baker. Baker earned himself another contract. So, but give me Detroit laying the wood, and they're gonna play in the fucking conference championship game. Pretty cool. Pretty fucking cool. All right, so last game of the weekend, biggest game of the weekend on paper. I think the other games might be a little more exciting. This might be a little more low scoring than I think people might give it credit for. But Kansas City in Buffalo. So you got Buffalo to the chip. I got KC to the chip. Do we stick to our guns, or are we flopping right here? What you got? KC plus 2.5 in Buffalo. Uh, Patrick Mahomes' first ever road
Road
playoff
playoff
game.
game.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool to watch. So, and against the guy that I feel like that he busts Josh Allen's ass all the time, but I think they're 3-3 head up against each other.
They
So,
be having good games.
yeah, they have really good games. But and this is the first playoff game in Buffalo. So, give it to me. Pause.
Yeah, whoa. Yeah, man, I'm sticking with my pick, Buffalo Billies. I think Josh Allen's playing at an elite level. The Chiefs looked okay last week, but they played a team that was ravaged with injuries in the defense. Um, I
I
like
mean, they might be getting another one. Buffalo they lost a guy or two, I think,
the
last
difference
against
is
the Steelers.
Tua and Allen, boy. That boy Josh Allen, they calling that boy a glorified Big Ben. I don't know if that's a compliment or not, but
Of course, Ben won a chip. Ben
yeah,
is tough as
yes,
they come, man.
more athletic. But yeah, man, I like the Bills to get the dub. The head Patrick Mahomes' first road playoff.
And I
Cover the
can't
points.
bet.
It's 2.5, so I'll take those.
I can't bet against Patty Mahomes. About to drop a couple hundred. I think they're coming in. They're healthy. I think following that Pro Football Doc, this is the biggest health disparity of the week is between these two guys, these two teams. Kansas City coming in pretty healthy. Bills coming up a little banged up defensively. I'm a roll with the Chiefs. I'm a roll with Mahomes. I just love Patrick Mahomes. Another big thing is Gabe Davis, man. He didn't practice again. He's looking super iffy for Sunday. They're just lacking guys, man. Diggs hasn't really played well. So it's all on Allen. It's a lot on Allen. If Diggs doesn't come to play, it's gonna be tough for them to win.
Mm-hmm.
I really like Kansas City in this one. I think Kelsey has a big bounce back in this one, and they're gonna need it. And I think they roll. I think Kansas City rolls in this one, man. And I'm taking the Chiefs with the points. They're going to the AFC Championship game, and could possibly host an AFC Championship game if things go a little south in the Texans Ravens game. So look out for that. That would be interesting. So yeah, I'm still holding out hope for Chiefs Niners, we got it at I think it was plus 900 I think before this week started. It's down to plus 550 for those two teams to get to the Super Bowl, Chiefs Niners. So that's it. That's pretty interesting. So yeah, so those are our four. Those are our four. So we only really differed on this one, right? Chiefs Bills Sunday night. I think we plus 9.5 Texans, minus 9.5 Niners.
That'd be my best
Minus
bet too.
which
The
one?
Billies.
Oh shit, minus 6.5 Lions, which is my best bet of the week. Vic's best bet is minus 2.5 Bills, and I'm taking the Chiefs plus 2.5. So yeah, those are gonna be. I can't wait. 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 Can't fucking wait. All right, man. So those are the four games. All right. So now let's get into this contest, which is my most exciting part of this pod. So what is your strategy going forward? Have you looked at it as much as I have? Because I'm like super stoked. Because if we don't get it this week, it's
Yeah.
we're in a bad spot if we not.
What do you think is the most important thing to prioritize? Is it who's gonna win the game and trying to get a 2x? Is it just getting the best player this week, focusing on that? What do you think is the most important thing when? And it's a little different too now because
talk to me.
The rules are different. So obviously we have 7 guys with 2x that we can't move, and then you can now have
you can
two
move.
players.
You can move if you want to. You just gonna miss the 2x.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's crazy. I would have. Do you think there's ever a reason to ever do that?
I considered it. I considered it up until because.
No, on who? Like what player?
I'm telling you, in my heart of hearts, before today, before my light bulb, I was like, the Ravens are gonna smoke these idiots. So, do I consider playing Stroud 2x, who I had already, or bump him, go Lamar, take the Lamar 1x in this game, and knowing that I'm going to get a 2x in the championship game, and then possibly a 3x if they make the Super Bowl. So those are tough decisions because it doesn't look good in the moment, but I've kind of flopped on that, and I don't really, I can't lock in the Ravens as what I thought. I don't really know that game. That one is killing me about who's gonna win the game. And since I've already had Stroud, since Stroud's already low owned, I think I'm still gonna roll with Stroud. Just take the 2x and see where the shit gets me. But I really considered moving him because it's like, if I really think the Ravens is gonna win, I'm gonna take so this round 2x we could play up to 2 guys per each team.
Yeah.
So I really thought I was gonna go Lamar, go Andrews, and then since I had to fade a quarterback, I would just probably play Texans kicker or some shit. But now I flopped. So if I'm going Stroud, I gotta go Nico now. I gotta put in Nico. So I'm going Stroud, Nico, and now I gotta figure out who my Raven is. Because now I'm kind of getting sour on Andrews.
So how we want to do this? By the way, I found the ownership shit. I found it.
Oh shit! Oh, talk to me.
I got it.
What's Mahomes?
So week 19. There's the mini is the $50, right? And then the postseason is the big one. All right,
so you can see everything.
You can see both. I saw the website. I don't know if you want it, but yeah. So
yeah, I'm looking up right now. Hold up, that's crazy.
Yeah. So Mahomes was 7.
That's crazy. In both
Lamar, listen to this. You have to look at it one by the screen is either hold them or I gotta do it. Hold on the screen for the other one. So I'm gonna just do the big one. Listen, who do you think was the most highest owned? Maybe that's the way we could do. Who do you think is the highest owned QB?
Right, I'm gonna look at you now because in 3 seconds I fucking pulled it up. So now let me get off the screen and look at you as you're telling me. So the highest owned QB.
Who do you think the highest owned QB last week was?
I would assume it was somebody that played. So I'm gonna say probably Allen because Allen was double digit favorite.
That's what you wrong.
Oh, Lamar.
Lamar Jackson. Does that surprise you?
I'm gonna say no only because I seen after the Eagles game locked, I seen a bunch of people have Lamar.
Mm.
So I was like, fuck. I was like, damn, I fucked up. Mad people got Lamar.
Half the field.
Okay. All right.
Wait, how
So
many?
now
This says
I'm
there's
even
1,500 people. There's only 1,500 people.
in
The
in the
postseason holder.
in my shit, yeah.
Oh, there's more.
Yeah,
There's way more than you. Oh, that's good then.
yeah. That's what I say. I'm in the top third. That's why I said I feel like I'm in a good spot. So
Yeah. And then it was Allen at 44, and then Dak at 30. Brock was 20, and Hurts was 13. So yeah, I guess you got some good value with Mahomes
and with
at
Stroud
7%.
and with Stroud.
Oh, Stroud was 3%, bro.
Okay, so now I'm 1,000% staying with Stroud because now
Nobody got him at 2X.
nobody got him. If he goes 2x, if he wins, if it's him and Mahomes get 3x,
Huge advantage.
so
Huge
there's
advantage.
no reason for me to even go Mahomes. I mean, go Allen. I mean, excuse me, go Jackson
To
now
come off of,
because
yeah, everybody got Jackson.
I'm just following everybody else. I would just be following everybody else.
And you wouldn't even get 2X.
Right.
You wouldn't be gaining nothing.
Right.
So, yeah.
I lost already
This
anyway.
is important.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
know.
This is huge. No, this is huge. That's
I didn't-
when I was listening to the pod earlier. I was listening to my guy Chris Liss, and he was telling me I'm like, how the fuck? I'm like, damn, they found out the percentages. I'm like, I didn't know you could do that. You asked me that shit last week, and I'm like, I don't think so. It's not popping up anywhere. But that's so important. That's so fucking important to know that. That's so important. So, yeah, I'm rolling.
How you want to do
rolling
it? You
Stroud.
want to look? You just want to look at it yourself, both of us?
No, you go ahead.
Yeah, all right, so,
no, you can lead it. Yeah.
McCaffrey was 67%. We knew that. I mean,
You gotta have, but see that's
have-
the thing. You gotta have. That's what I was kind of saying last week. You gotta have the one guy. It's just like DFS. It's just like fancy. You gotta have the one guy that everybody's on. It's cool, but you gotta fade guys. You can't have the 67 to 50. You're just gonna share the money anyway with the guy at first if that's how it ends up being. So you gotta fade somewhere. So I'm not surprised at that at all.
So it looks like I'm gonna see who was the running back, like the Stroud at running back. Let me see. Who had a really good game? I would
Probably
say
Jones. I would like to see how Jones was plus 7.
Jones was 23%.
Yeah,
He
not
was
that high.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 6th running back.
Mhm.
So McCaffrey, Pacheco at 58, Kyron at 47, James Cook at 30, and Rashad White at 27, and then Aaron Jones. So that's big. Only a fourth of the field. Let me see. Wide receiver,
pretty
tight
good.
end. So who do you think was the number one wide receiver at 78% for last week?
Wide receiver.
Like, who do you think would have been the guy that everybody was like, "Oh, I have to have him"?
Probably Cup.
Yo, so why were you so on Cup? Damn, you really think
The
Cup
work.
would have been the number one over Hill, over Lamb, over
Oh, probably Lamb. I'm sorry.
Lamb
right?
was 2, but same game for the Cup game. Who else would it be other than
St. Brown?
St. Brown, 78%.
Oh,
number
well, that's
one.
good. At least I was on the guy that was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
CeeDee Lamb 2, 67. Hill.
I was just trying to think of matchup. That's why I said Cup. I was just trying.
So I faded Hill, and I faded Lamb. I think I made that okay. What you think? I mean,
nigga, you in the top 140. So yes, they were good, but they weren't the top dudes by any stretch.
Yeah.
So yeah, they like
Nico was fourth.
Nakua, Nico, and who else? They're really good. I mean, those were the top 2. So those were easy Lamb Hill fades right there, just with those
Nico
2.
40, Amari Cooper 40%. Mike Evans was whack, which we could talk about because I have him. So I didn't even know I could come off the 2X. I don't think I would, but it's something to think about for sure. Mike Evans was 39%. Puka was 26%. It's pretty fucking good, man. A fourth. But he was more. Cup was only 16%. Kelsey was 20.
What was Nakua? So what was Nakua then?
26.
Whew. Damn, that's crushing. So
You never thought about
to get the wrong receiver and still get the wrong ownership too. Ugh, that's tough.
you never thought about Devontae Smith with no AJ Brown?
I didn't really seriously consider it, and I should have, but I didn't.
Yeah, he did good, and I had him just off the he was by. I'm just saying,
Of course.
Yeah.
That's just simple DFS
Yeah.
Who's gonna get the targets? He's the guy. And there's no one else there. Type shit. That's just simple.
So
That's
this is interesting, and this is probably because of McCaffrey. McCaffrey was so high owned. There's Debo is only 5%. So those guys are going to get a 2x Debo,
mm,
and Ayuk is 2%. Um, so that's going to be interesting depending on who's the guy. Rice was huge. Rice was 6%. That was huge.
yeah. I'm
That
excited.
was
I'm
huge,
excited
and
about.
that
I'm
was
a
the
little
guy
excited about
because
that.
I went Pacheco, but he was the chief, and then Zay Flowers is 7%.
I
So
see some Zay. I see some Zay in
yeah,
there, but
and I had a Joku. A Joku was 11. He was a solid play. He got 16. So yeah, a lot of the guys were the big name guys. Three of the five highest owned receivers for what you expected was kind of whack. So that's the name of the game, man. Really finding the guy where you can pivot because again, it was between Dak and Lamb. And I think
right.
the
So
thing
and you
ended
got to
up
pick
being
one per team.
yeah,
So you got to figure who do I want to rock with,
yeah.
basically. Yeah.
So
So
now that we know the results, it looked like Dak was the play. So yeah,
all
that's
right.
good.
Strategy wise, what do you how are you going into this round thinking about round three? Like how you trying to approach this?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's important to really figure out who you think is going to win, so that you
That's
can know
super
who's going to
important.
get you the 2x 3x. I don't know. It's so I was going to say how we going to do it. So do you want me to kind of break down my team just because the decision depends on what your team is. So like my running backs are all set. So again, I have to really check myself. I didn't really realize I could take off a 2x because logically, why would I? But with the Stroud discussion you brought up, if the work says it's not the guy, I'm not just gonna play the 2x just because.
Just
If he
because,
because if he gets fucking 3 catches, then what's the 2x? It's
but
nothing.
that's why the strategy. That's why this game is so interesting because depending on who it is. So yeah, if you think the guy's gonna go 3 for 30, you might want to come off him. 3 for 30 times two ain't really doing nothing if the other dude got 30.
Yeah,
If the one X got 30, and then he's gonna and if that one X guy advances, then that's the other thing. But so that my bugaboo, if I come off Stroud to go Jackson and the Houston wins, I lost the 2x and I got
yeah.
him going 3x. So it's like
So let me
I
ask
don't
you
know.
this: of your 2x's, is there anybody that you seriously considered or considering coming off of, or you gonna keep everybody?
Um, I mean, I love my girl. I would never go to any of my exes. So
Come on,
nah,
dog. I see. I see.
nah. The only one I considered was Stroud. Like at running back, I got Jones, I got Rashard White,
McCaffrey.
and McCaffrey. So I think McCaffrey's going to advance. I don't think Jones or Rashard White's going to advance. But
That would be the one White that I would say think about.
I already have them at a position that's already tough at running back,
Yeah, running back is tough.
and I'm getting them 2x already.
Yeah,
And you have to play. I have to play one guy. You have to the strategy. You have to play one guy from each team. So I
yeah,
might as well play the 2x guy that I already have in White and Jones. They're going to be gone next round, but I'll get the 2x points out of both of them already. So if I come off White, a 2x White to go a 1x Evans, say, or Godwin, then and they still end up losing, like I think I do myself a disservice coming off my 2x guy already.
hmm Just teams really don't can't run versus the Lions. That's why I would say that would be the one I would really think about. I think it's gonna have to be through the air. I do so. I'm gonna keep so my guys. I mean, I have Josh Allen as a no-brainer, McCaffrey obviously. So Pacheco, my work says Pacheco, so I'm actually gonna keep him, but he would be the one because I don't have Rice. So it would give me an option to go Mahomes. But again, I think the Bills are gonna win, so that's what it's stretch. So I would probably come off Mahomes because I would never get anything other than 1x from him based off of what I believe. I
Mm-hmm.
already have a 2x Pacheco. I kind of like Kelsey. Um, but again, I
I'm
believe
feeling
that the
Kelsey.
Bills are going to win. So I really have to first. It's like, do I first go figure out who I think is going to win and then make sure I got two players from that squad, or do I just say maximize the points for this week and don't worry about the next one? And that is really the thought process that goes
I
into it.
think that just like in like Survivor, like you want to worry about this week, but you have to kind of project a little bit during later in the, you have to. There's no way around it. Like
Yeah,
we have 12 slots, and I started the pod by saying I think it's best to get 8 of the 12 slots to try as best as possible to get 3x. That's
mm,
gonna really give you an advantage. If you got 8 guys going in next week giving you 3x, that means you're gonna have to fade or not fade, but stack maybe guys. So if you think the Bills are gonna win, I would stack 2 Bills, keep my one Chief. I would stack 2 Niners, stack 2 Lions, stack 2 Ravens if you felt that way, and then that's
right.
the way. So I could get 8 3x guys.
That's
Because how
definitely
else
the
are you
way.
gonna win? How else are you gonna
Yeah,
get up there
yeah.
if I don't have
You're
if I
not
don't have
gonna
the
win.
guys?
That's probably the name of the game. I mean, you got to get the guys that's tripling, doubling, tripling their points. So do you want me to read off what I have right now, or
Yeah, whatever. Like I'm interested to see. So your chief is. I'm interested to see who your chief is. I'm interested to see who your quarterback is, since you have to come off a Dak.
yeah?
Um, yeah. So give me those two. Who's your chief? Who's your quarterback?
So give me 1 second because I have Kelsey. I just want to fade this nigga because what you just said is true. I don't. If I truly, I don't really want two Chiefs, and I don't think that Kelsey's gonna have that explosive game where it's gonna be worth a 1x and then losing out on not getting a 2x from a Bill. I just don't know what Bill. But so my quarterback,
That's what I was saying earlier.
yeah, I don't know what Bill. So my quarterback is gonna be Jared Goff. Yeah, I have St. Brown already, so I'm allowed to get one more Lion. My options at QB would be Baker Mayfield, um, and Patrick Mahomes. Well, all of them, I guess, besides
Yeah, you
Allen.
got all of them really. Yeah,
Yeah,
Stroud,
yeah, yeah.
Lamar.
But just based off the work, and
What
then
about the
also
Ravens? What about the Ravens?
like
You
what
think the
Ravens
Ravens?
do I
You think
have?
the Ravens are gonna win?
I I do, I do. I
So,
have Zay. Like I said, I love Zay, so that's who I
and
grabbed
you could go up to
for.
2 Ravens. You could get 2 Ravens in there if you want.
Yeah, and I know it's gonna be watch it gonna be Gus Edwards. I don't want to pick that nigga up, man. You know he be scoring. Um, but so I have Jared Goff. So the checkpoints. It's like I think the Lions are gonna win. I actually think the work says him, so I do think he's gonna have a big game. And
Who's
then
that?
Jared Goff.
Okay.
You know, and so
Yeah.
then it does
I think Goff's in play for sure. Yeah.
yeah, so then it does give me the opportunity to get a 2x for the next round versus the Niners. How it looks like. So yeah, I like Goff. I don't want to play Mahomes because again I think the Bills are going to win, and I have Allen. I think the Niners are going to win, but I have McCaffrey, and I will grab another role player there. I don't want Lamar. I have Zay. And for the Texans, I don't want Stroud, man. I just don't want Stroud. I don't think Stroud
Well,
is
if you
going.
don't think they're gonna win, I would that would count it. You would have to almost fade the quarterback to go a position player because if you
Yeah,
don't think they're gonna win anyway, I think
yeah.
like you get the most points from the quarterback spot.
Hmm.
So you want to try to get the guy that's gonna get as far as you can to get the 2x points at the QB spot.
And then you asked me who my chief was. It's Pacheco. I got him for 2x. I
And
had him
and
last week.
and who's your Niners? So who you gonna pair with
Yeah,
McCaffrey?
that's exactly what I'm trying to say. So I have Kelsey in right now, but I think I'm going to come off him for one of the Niners, and that's what I'm literally trying to figure out. Um, yeah,
I think that's the one that yeah, that should be one of the first ones you should figure out because they're the 1 seed. They're the favorite to win the Super Bowl. They're a 9.5 point favorite in a 50 and
yeah,
a half. There's gonna
yeah,
be 2 Niners. I mean, you already have McCaffrey. That's gotta be like the number one priority to figure out. Am I going Debo, Ayuk, or Kittle?
yeah.
And I
What?
feel like you're not going Kittle at all.
But I was just about to say my work says Kittle all the way
My
for
work says
this week.
Kittle. That's why I'm asking you. I have
So,
Kittle in. I have
oh,
Kittle.
you do?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm rolling
So
Kittle.
for this week, I definitely think Kittle, like anytime, all that. But if I want to think the long haul, do I think who has the potential to have big game like to the Super Bowl? I think I want the dynamic dude in Debo. You
But
know?
I think that like you have McCaffrey already 2x. Like you have to get the other guy. This is in this contest in this strategy. This is the ones like all right. What's my this week play for the Niners? And if it's Kittle or whoever it is, I have to roll with them, and then just hope that by the time we get to the Super Bowl, they're the big play in the bowl, and I just hit. This is the thing
And,
too. It's like you got to kind of hope that that it just kind of falls your way. But if the guys that play this week, if Kittle's to play this week, right, and he gets 20, and Samuel gets 7, you're gonna be pissed because you're like, I
yeah,
missed out on Kittle. Like you have to just take the points available. There's nothing you can do about it. You got to take the points that's there.
yeah, yeah. The work, yeah. My work does say Kittle, so I gotta figure that out. Um, and then I don't have a. Oh, I have Aaron Jones, but I like Reed. Do you like any of the Packers?
Reed is in consideration. Not gonna lie. Wicks is in consideration, but since there's so many guys like at the receiver spot, that I think that's gonna have a good game. It's kind of that means it ultimately ends up being a fade to me. It's a 50.5. It's a lot of points. It could go a lot of different ways. I think a lot of guys can get involved, and I don't think they're gonna advance. So I'm just gonna. That's why I'm just sticking
Yeah, that's
with
what I'm
Aaron
trying. So
Jones,
how does this work?
and Dylan is probably not gonna play again.
So it's 10 positions outside of the kicker and defense, right?
Hmm.
Four losers. So 10, let's say 10 minus
It's
4, 6.
12. I think it's 12. 12 spots you gotta cover.
Well, no, it's 12 with the kicker and defense. I'm just
Oh
trying to
yeah.
think like the players. So, like you said, you just want to grab 2 players from each of the 4 teams that you think are going to win.
I want to
How do you
go in.
feel?
I want to go in with 8, 2 or 3x guys going into next
Yeah.
week.
How do you feel about the what are you looking like for defense this week?
I
I'm just
have
taking
the
it.
I have the Bills in because I don't have a Bill, and they're my 2x, so I'm just leaving it. I'm just leaving it
I
as
like
that.
the Bills. I actually like the Bills defense this week.
I have Mahomes, so I don't love it, but I'm going. I have their defense at 2x.
2X. Yeah, I
So
actually like them. I actually like it. But the thing, what other Bill would you look at? If
it's
Davis was
tough.
ruled out, would you look at Davis? He's been whacked for 2 months. Man, it's just like it's just hard to be the and a James Cook, I guess, but I would just be forcing him in there.
My my ranking would be Allen, who I can't play because I got two X quarterbacks, and then it would
Wow.
be Cook, who I don't love, but that would be the next guy up. So
Yeah, I
I
might,
don't love I
I
don't love
might play
Buffalo,
him.
and I don't love Buffalo in this one. My lean is Chiefs. That's why I only end up using the
But
one bill, which is the Bills D.
yeah, see, my defense, I was gonna go Bills. My kicker, which is a 2X, which I really just threw them in there and they ended up winning the Texans. So
I'm so jealous, man.
wait, why?
Watching a bad just watching a kicker not get the opportunity, it's
Yeah,
just annoying to watch, man. It's just annoying to watch.
yeah. So I got to figure out. I do want to keep Evans. I know he's gonna lose, but I'm gonna take that 2X, man. I'm gonna keep all my running backs.
Give me 3 anytime before we wrap up here, man.
Yeah, 3 anytimes. Kittle, Zay, and give me Mike, man. Let me get Mike in the end zone in the playoffs, man. Give me Mike Evans.
I mean, we gotta go Christian McCaffrey, man. I'm gonna go McCaffrey, Collins, Nico Collins, McCaffrey, and give me Travis Kelsey, man. He's getting back. He's getting back in that fucking end zone.
Yeah, I like Pacheco. Honorable mention. I like Pacheco get in there.
We're rolling, man. All right, man. We gotta cut it at an hour straight, man.
On the
Good fucking
nose.
pod, man. And good luck in the divisional fucking round.
Yes, sir.